Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom to everybody. Peace and blessings to everybody. Thank y'all for coming on out today. Welcome to Rap Ministries, that's reaching all people ministries. Just thank you for coming on out today. Got a great lesson. We see you, Jacksons. Sister Sheila, Brother David. We see you. See you, Sister Yanis. We see you. And I know the rest of the Ohio crew is there with you. We see you. Got a great, fantastic lesson today. We'll give everybody a few minutes to get on in here. I see 6 in the room right now. Give everybody a few more minutes. We see you, Rosetta Stone. We see you. Thank you for coming on out. I know the whole Ohio crew, Cincinnati crew is there. Shabbat Shalom to you. Shabbat Shalom to you. I hope y'all listen to this music. I hope that you guys are fully committed. A lot of people say, I'm fully committed, but their actions don't show that. I'm this, I'm that. Oh boy. Listen to this song, guys. It's mighty and powerful. Mighty and powerful. Fully committed, soul out, mind renewed. That's what we're trying to get to. Having the mind of Christ, not having our own mind, but the mind of the Messiah. That's right. That's hallelujah. That's right. I see we got 11 in here. We'll give maybe 60 more seconds. Oh, wow. I had a blessed week on this week. Most High just blessing me in a whole bunch of different ways. I just thank him for doing it, you know. We see you, Sister Auntie. Thank you for coming on out, and everybody in the household with you. Thank you for coming on out. Let me turn this down a little bit. All right. We got 11 in here, so we might as well go ahead and let me adjust the camera. We might as well go ahead and pray and get on into the scripts. All right. So let me decrease that he may what? Increase. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This whole thing has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with us. It's all about the Messiah. That's who it's about. Let me adjust this camera. All right. It's all about the Messiah. It ain't about us. We trying to get his word through into all of the nations. That's what we trying to do. We trying to draw people, the people that are really his. Because guess what? Everybody's not going to accept this truth. Everybody's not going to accept it. But do you accept it? All right. But anyway, let me decrease that he increases. We're going to pray and we're going to get into the scripts, because I know everybody wants to know about this. Everybody want to know about this particular subject. You know, we think everything. We think any and everything is Antichrist. But let's pray first. Father, Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for your holy Sabbath day, your Shabbat. We thank you for all of your people that are here on today. We just ask you right now that this lesson will be a blessing to those that hear it. We just ask you right now that they will be blessed. They will be edified. They will be changed for the better. They will be enlightened by the word that goes forth. Not only enlighten whatever they know, whatever they learn, they will go with others. We also just thank you right now that you alone get all the praise, all the honor, all the glory. Do your most magnificent name. We pray all of this in your son Yeshua's name. Amen. 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 See you, Sister Luca. Thank you for coming on in. Thank you for coming on in. And we're going to have a few viewers not here today because they're out of town. Uh, sister Tasha and Mother Tresvant, they ain't gonna be here today. They're out of town. They're in Nashville today. So we just pray for their safety and a safe trip for them. So just pray that, guys. Pray that for their protection. We see you, Woody. We see you. See team Woody, team security. We see you, brother. Thank you for coming on in. Thank you for coming on in, Woody Security. All right. Oh boy. But anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and we brothers and sisters, we're gonna get on into this message. And so what is it? It's the Antichrist. Oh yeah. Everybody want to know who the Antichrist is. They didn't call all kind of people the Antichrist. Everybody want to know. Some people probably think Brother Ronnie the Antichrist. But when you delve into this subject, what you are going to find is that there is nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing new under the sun. The Antichrist ain't new. So let's go ahead. That's what the scriptures say. There's no new thing under the sun. Let's go to it. Ecclesiastes 1:9. It says, the thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done, that which shall be done. And there is what? No new thing what? Under the sun. Ain't nothing new. Brother Ronnie, what you talking about? Chill out. Relax. Take a chill pill. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 3:14 through 15. Watch this. He said, I know that whatsoever the Most High doeth, it shall be forever. Everything that he does is set in stone. Don't nothing change with the Most High. He don't change his mind about stuff. Whatever he do, that's what it is. It shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And the Most High doeth it, that men should fear before him. Watch this. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and God requireth that which is past. He wants you to know history. Oh, he's a God of patterns, an Elohim of what? Patterns. He don't change. He operates the same way. Oh, times change, but the Most High don't change. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. So guess what? Everybody wants to know who the Antichrist is. Who the Antichrist is. Everybody want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. That's the $1 million question. Who the Antichrist? I'm telling you, some folks said Barack Obama was the Antichrist. I'm going to say John the Baptist. No, we know he ain't Antichrist. Donald Trump. Oh, he the Antichrist. Oh, the Pope, whichever one in there. I don't even know which one. Yeah, he don't change, Sister Erica. He don't change. But something, the Pope, he the Antichrist. He the Antichrist. We just keep on saying, brothers and sisters, when he get here, trust me, you gonna know. You will know. Hey, so I heard somebody even say Oprah the Antichrist. Oprah? I was like, what? All right. So when is the Antichrist arriving? And I left out the is. But when is the Antichrist? When is he coming? When is he arriving? Oh, let's turn to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 1 through 17. When is he gonna get here? Watch this. This Paul speaking. Now we beseech you, brethren. See, we got 16 on in here. Thank y'all for coming in. Hit the like button. And to share it with somebody too. Send it to somebody. Call a neighbor, call a mama, call a daddy, a sister, brother, uncle, auntie, whoever, and say, hey, get tuned in to Rap Ministries. Go and get tuned in. But Paul said, now we beseech you, brethren, watch this, by the coming of our Lord Yeshua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him. So whatever this is the gathering together. This is the gathering, the theme or the main idea of this whole passage that we finna read is about the coming of Yeshua. It said that Paul said that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed. So for all of those telling you that you're not going to be here for the Antichrist, Christ ain't coming back until this guy is revealed. So you're going to be here. So y'all need to get that out your mind. It don't matter. We ain't going to be here no how. Man, stop listening to these dummies that don't know nothing. Your brother running, you calling folks dummies? Yes, dummies. Numbskulls, thick heads. It says, he said, for that day shall not come except there be a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. That's another name the Antichrist is known by is what? The man of sin and the son of what? Perdition. But watch this. What he gonna do? Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he sitteth in the temple of God. Now, don't let that fool you. We already did a class talking about the new temple, and this temple right here ain't no physical temple. Oh, it's the people of God. People have to know the difference between Naos and Hiron. Naos and Hiron. A physical temple and a physical temple. It's a difference. Go watch that class, the new temple that I got up here. But showing himself that he is what? God. He said, Paul said, remember ye not? Y'all done forgot that when I was with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. Watch this. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Some holding this Antichrist, his revealing, some holding them back. And people tell a lot. It's all kind of theories as to who is that. Hold on, let's go back and read that. It says, verse 4, who opposeth this the Antichrist and exalted himself above all that is called God or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. It says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? Now watch this. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. What withholdeth? A lot of people don't know. They say, oh, that's the church. That's the church that's keeping the Antichrist from being revealed. That's what they say. And I done heard some say, oh, that's the when the Holy Spirit taken away. Now one that I might agree with is the Archangel Michael might be withholding it. That's another day. I ain't gonna even get into that today, but we don't know. But watch this. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. The mystery. Everybody got to know the mystery. Nobody knows the mystery. I know the mystery, but other people don't know the mystery. The falling away from a Hebrew perspective, Sister Yanis, is falling away from truth or the Torah. That's what it is. That's what it is. Don't get ahead of me. Don't get ahead of me now. Reading my notes. I must have sent you the notes. Did I send you the notes? All right, but watch this. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. A lot of people say, oh, that's the church. That's the church. That's the Holy Spirit. No. I believe my prayer. I believe it's Michael. Right now, Michael is keeping some, because he's the protector of who? He's the guardian of who? Israel. Watch this. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So you're going to be here for the Antichrist, because this Antichrist figure is not destroyed until Christ comes back with the what? The brightness of his coming. You can go read in Matthew chapter 24 when Yeshua said he coming back after the tribulation of those days. In verses before several verses before it is talking about the great tribulation. You're going to be here. Stop listening to these Darby people, this Darbyism and all that stuff that ain't but a few hundred years old. Stop listening to that. But watch this. Even him who, then another one, come. It said when Paul talking about what he talked about when he said he come back with all of the saints. Why is he coming back with all of the saints? Let me read. We're gonna read this because this is an appropriate time to read this. Let me read this. I should have put this in the lesson. But watch this. Paul, this is First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13. Paul said, "But I do not want you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning those who have fallen asleep or dead, lest ye sorrow as others who have no hope. For if we believe that Yeshua died and rose again, even so God will bring with him those who sleep in Christ." Why is he bringing folks with? If he's going to take you back, rapture you up back to heaven, what he bringing them for when they already there? See, that don't even make no sense. They need to stop lying. Cut it out. All of the rapture scriptures that they always pull up don't say nothing about he taking you nowhere to heaven. It don't say that. We make it say that, but oh my goodness. Well, let's get it, guys. Let's get it. But that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan, with all powers and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the what? The love of the truth. What is the truth? It's scrolling. The truth ain't nothing but the law, y'all. And Christ is the living embodiment of the law. He's the example that we follow, that they might be what? Saved. And for this cause, the Most High will send them what? Strong delusion that they should believe the lie. Most people believe the lie. What's the lie? That the law done away with. They believe the lie. They keeping that lie alive. That strong delusion that has been sent from the Most High. You have to love the truth. Love the truth. It says that they might be what? That they all might be damned who believe not the truth or don't obey the truth. What's the truth? But what they do, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So if not the truth is unrighteousness, what is the truth? Righteousness. What is righteousness? Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. But watch this. But Paul said, but we are bound to give thanks always to God for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because the Most High hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the what? Truth. Whereunto he called you by our gospel to obtaining of the glory of our Lord Yeshua HaMashiach. Therefore, brethren, stand fast. Paul, what else you want them to do? Hold the traditions or precepts which ye have been taught, whether by word or our epistle. Paul said, hold the traditions. He said, what? Oh, but let's keep moving. He said, now our Lord Yeshua, we gonna keep moving. But what did it say gonna happen? This Antichrist ain't coming until a falling away come first. Why does a falling away have to come first? Because what he gonna be preaching lines up with all of the stuff that the falling away is. The falling away gotta take place. It already has. He said the mystery of iniquity is already at work. So the Antichrist is not going to come to a scene. He's not going to come to a scene where everybody doing righteousness. He's going to come to a scene where everybody is doing unrighteousness, because guess what? It'll jive right with his program. I'm trying to tell y'all something today, but let's look up that word falling away. Paul said, before the Antichrist gets here, a falling away got to happen first. And then it also said Christ ain't coming back when Christ come back, he coming to get rid of the Antichrist. That's what he coming back to do. And then to what? Set up his kingdom. That's next week class, the millennial kingdom. You don't see nobody teaching the millennial kingdom. But anyway, in the mainstream, I should say, the millennial kingdom. But that's next week. Don't miss it. Do not miss it. We just hit on it. Oh, Brother Ronnie gonna give you a full A to Z detail of the millennium. Oh, we gonna do that next week. Most High willing. That's my plan. I don't know. He might give me another message, but that's what I want to teach next week. But anyway, the falling away. That falling away is apostasia. What does it mean? It says defection from truth. They are defect. What does defect mean? To run away, to turn away from what? Truth. What is truth? It's scrolling. And then he said, what did he say about? He said the mystery of iniquity already worked. Okay, let's look up iniquity. That word is anomia. Okay, what does it mean? Strong's. It says illegality. That is violation of what? Law. Or generally what? Wickedness. Iniquity. Watch the one in yellow. Transgression of the law. Unrighteousness. That's what. So violation of law, wickedness, transgression of the law, and unrighteousness, they all mean the same thing. That's all it means. Unrighteousness is sin. Sin is transgression of the law. Transgression of the law is sin. Sin is what? Unrighteousness. But I want to show you the one on blueletterbible.org right here. That's the same word for iniquity. It is anomia, and it means iniquity, unrighteousness, transgression of the law, transgression of the law. It says the condition of without law. We right for the picking right now. The Antichrist, he probably gonna be revealed pretty soon, because ain't no law. People doing whatever they want. Whatever they want. But anyway, it says the condition of without law. Why? Because ignorant of it. Go watch our ignorance class. What about the ignorant? Go watch that class. It says because of violating it. It says contempt and violation of law, iniquity, wickedness. What is it? The same thing that the other one said. But let's look up because he said then that wicked one. Let's look up the word wicked. Wicked. That word is anomos. Anomos. And nomos means law in Greek, but you put an A in front of it, that means no law. Wicked means, when you say, oh, you wicked, that means you are void of law. You don't have you're not law abiding. But watch this. It says anomos. It says lawless. That is negatively not subject to what? The Jewish law or the Hebrew law. By implication, a Gentile, or positively wicked, without law, lawless, transgressor, unlawful, wicked. These are all words coming from Paul, brothers and sisters. Paul. Y'all talking about he said the law over with. Are you crazy? But let's go back to it. And I want to harp on this before we really get into this Antichrist class. It says not the truth equals unrighteousness, which equals sin. Truth equals righteousness, which equals not sinning. Paul said they didn't believe the truth. They didn't love the truth. So what were they doing? Wickedness, unrighteousness, sin. So truth equals righteousness. Righteousness equals what? Not sinning. Because guess what? Psalm 119 and 142 says this: thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. You can substitute law for Christ. He the truth. Christ is the law. He is the law. He's the law personified. The scripts personified. But watch it, because he said Moses wrote about me. Moses describeth me. That's what it is. It says sin equals transgression of law. But I really want to put this in here because it came to my attention. Y'all don't know who be watching you. You don't. Came to my attention yesterday. A certain individual called me and said, "Boy, you don't know who listening to you." She said, "Oh, I was in the park. I was in the park talking to this guy, and he was asking us what church we went to, and we said reaching out people ministry, rap ministers, reaching out people ministry. Oh, I know who that is. Is that the 3711 guy?" Yes, but he was trying to tell them that there's another truth in the same in the same chapter of Psalm 119. But watch this. So I got to put this out just in case he's listening. Brother, give me a call. Brother, if you watching this and you know who I'm talking about, give me a call. Pick the phone up. All right, but it says God's laws and commandments are what? Truth. I wrote this years ago when we was in the assembling in the sanctuary over there. It says, because I used to do a chalkboard and a dry erase board and everything. But God's laws and commandments are what? Truth. Psalm 119, 142. Your righteousness is everlasting righteousness, and your law is the truth. Watch this. Psalms 119 and 151. It says, you are near, O Lord, and all your commandments are truth. Psalms 119 and 160, one of the verses he gave them yesterday, saying this was another kind of truth. It says, your word is true from the beginning, and every one of your righteous judgments endures what? How long? Forever. Brother, that's the same thing. Hold on. Let's read that same verse, Psalms 119 and 160. Now, this 4 years old. I didn't just make this up. Like all of the people that go to the scriptures, they already know. I didn't make this up. But anyway, and the person told me that this person was a respectable, intelligent individual. So I ain't besmudging them and putting them down. But watch this, Psalm 119 and 160. In the New King James Version, it says the entirety of your word is truth, and every one of your righteous judgments endure forever. Septuagint of that same verse says the beginning of your word is truth, and all the judgments of your righteousness endure forever. NIV says this, and I love the NIV rendering of it. All your words are true. All your righteous laws are eternal. Now, all of these cannot be. Guess what? Still good. You still got to keep the commandments. All right. So, but before we get into this Antichrist, 1 John 3, 4 through what? 10. It says, John says this, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. Iniquity, unrighteousness, all of that's the same thing, guys. And you know that he who, Christ, was manifested to take away our sins, and in him is no sin. He was manifested to take away the law. No, John, why was he sent here? Why was he manifested in the earth realm to die for us? It says to take away our sins. I don't see take away the law in there nowhere. But it says, keep talking, John. Whosoever abideth in him sinneth not. Are you abiding in him? Whosoever sinneth hath not seen him, neither known him. What is sin? Transgressing the law. Little children, let no man deceive you. He that doeth righteousness. Now, we just heard Paul say, that unrighteousness is sin. So what would righteousness be? Not sinning. What is sin? Transgression of the law. But how do you do with righteousness? You keep commandments. Is righteous, even as he who, Christ is righteous. He that committeth sin is of who? You of the devil. For the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. He come to do what? Destroy the works of who? The devil. But you say he came and destroyed the law. It ain't no good no more. So if he came to destroy the works of the devil, you saying that his law is the works of the devil. You don't understand what you're talking about. Whosoever is born of God does not commit sin or transgress the law, commit iniquity, commit unrighteousness. For his seed, what's his seed? What is the seed? The word is the seed. The word is always the seed, no matter what a prosperity gospel teacher teach you. They teach you the seed money. No, the seed is his word. For his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of God, born of Yah. How come he can't sin? Because every time he get ready to sin, if you have it in you, because you read it, you meditate it, you study it, you ponder it, every time you get ready to sin, get ready to steal, oh, that ain't yours. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that ain't your wife. No, that's pagan. I ain't gonna, because the seed is in you. You know what? His word is the seed. But anyway, in this the children of God are manifest. Are you a child of the Most High? And the children of the devil. Whosoever doth not righteousness or his truth or the law or not iniquity is not of God, neither he that loveth not his brother. Ooh, but let's go and get in there. Because I'm going to tell you guys, we already under the Antichrist system. Yes, we just ain't seen the dude. We just don't know who the dude is yet. It's already set up. Brother Ronnie, what you talking about? Christmas, Easter, Halloween, birthdays, horoscope, New Year's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Sunday worship. We already under it, brothers and sisters. We're already under it. And I hope y'all taking notes, because all of it ain't nothing but what? Baal worship. Baal worship. This Antichrist system got started with this dude. Let's look at the Tower. We all know the story of the Tower of Babel. We're going to look at it today. The system already in place, folks. You know it. Oh, we're going to show you. Brother, what you got money up there for? I'm finna show you something, especially the back of this dollar bill right here. This one right here. There's something right there. Let's get a closer look at it. That is a pyramid with a yeah, believe it. You say you believe it, I believe it too. But that's a pyramid with a little triangle at the top with an all-seeing eye in there. But right there is in Latin. It said Inuit Copitis Novis Ordo Seclorum. But let's see what it means. You can look this up and it'll show you what this means. It says Anoit Coptis. It says, which is written above the pyramid, means God has favored our undertaking. What God are they talking about? We're going to show you what God they ain't talking about the Most High, y'all. They ain't talking about him. Below the pyramid, the words Novus Ordo Seclorum means a new order has begun, which refers to our historic form of government. People don't know that this system that we have in the United States, not just the United States, Great Britain, all them other places, they're under the same system, folks. They're under the same system. But let's keep it moving. So to understand the Antichrist, do you know that the Antichrist that we are waiting for to hit the scene? Oh, he gonna be just like Nimrod, exactly like Nimrod. But we got to look at the prophets. We're going to look in the prophets today, because you have to speak as the oracles, folks. You got to speak as the oracles. Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. Let's go to 1 John 2:18, because guess who was one of those prophets? John wasn't no prophet. Yeah, John wasn't no prophet. I should have put it in here. Let's turn to Revelation 19 real quick. Revelation 19. Should have put it in here. Watch this. Because who wrote Revelation? Who wrote it? John. But let's see right here. Revelation 19:10. He said, and I fell at his feet to worship him, but he said to me, see that you do that not. This is an angel saying. He said, I am your fellow servant and your brethren who have the testimony of Yeshua. Watch this. He said, worship Yah. Why? Because for the testimony of Yeshua is the spirit of prophecy. So the testimony of Yeshua is what? The spirit of prophecy. John is prophesying. He's operating in the office of a prophet when he wrote Revelation. Hold on, you said, but it said the testimony of Yeshua is. Hold on. Watch this. Let me turn to the beginning of Revelation. Hold on. Okay, this is Revelation 1, 1, 1, and 1, 1 through 2. Watch this. The revelation of Yeshua HaMashiach gave him to show his servants things which must shortly take place. And he sent and signified it by his angel, who was his angel, John the messenger, to his servant, by his angel to his servant John, right? It says, who bore witness to the word of God and to the testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach, to all the things he saw. This is a prophecy. So you got to speak like the oracles. John speaking like all of the other oracles in the Bible, which is in the Old Testament, so-called Old Testament. But anyway, 1 John 2:18, this same John, listen to what he has to say. Take them notes. Watch this. Show y'all something today. Little children, it is the last time. Why? As ye have heard that Antichrist shall come. Even now are there what? Many Antichrists. Whereby we know that it is the last time. Antichrist against Christ or instead of Christ. We're going to show you that today because there have already been many Antichrists. The first Antichrist, which we're going to look at today, was Nimrod. We're going to just look at all of them a little bit. Been a lot of them. The first Antichrist was Nimrod. Then the Medo-Persian, when the Medo-Persians took over, guess what? They still was holding on to the things of Nimrod. But then the Greeks, you had Antiochus Epiphanes. Ooh, Rome, they considered the Caesars to be God. They considered him to be God. And even Herod was thinking his silly self thought he was one too. But let's keep it moving. But let's look at Herod the Great. He used to call himself Herod the Great. So I said Herod the not so great. But let's look at Acts 12:20 through 24. It says, and Herod was highly displeased with them of Tyre and Sidon, but they came with one accord to him, and having made Beastus the king chamberlain their friend, desired peace, because their country was nourished by the king's country. Now watch this. And upon a set day, what was it? Arrayed in what? Royal apparel, sat upon his throne and made an oration unto them, a great speech. And watch what the people said. And the people gave a shout saying, it is the voice of a God and not of a man. This joker let them boost him up and like he a God. Who was Herod? He was an Edomite king over Judea. he had converted over to the ways of Israel. But anyway, and immediately, because he let these people call him a God, let them portray him as a God, because he thought he was. It says, immediately the angel of the Lord smote him, because he gave not the Most High the glory. And he was eaten of worms and gave up the ghost, died. Oh, he gets rid, he kills all of the Antichrist. The Most High kills all of the Antichrist. Anybody that's Antichrist, he always kills them. But let's look at Artaxerxes. He was calling himself a God king in the movie 300. He said, a God king shall not bleed. Artaxerxes. Now, the movie, they sensationalized him. but this same Artaxerxes, you can find him in the book of Esther, and go and look it up. And he was known as the name Azarias, but in more modern translations, it's usually Xerxes, Xerxes or Artaxerxes. But during the time of the Greeks, Antiochus Epiphanes. Go watch our Hanukkah class, and you'll learn more about this. This dude, he was an Antichrist. Watch this. We're gonna go to gotquestions.org first. Antiochus Epiphanes. He was a Greek king of the Seleucid Empire who reigned over Syria from 175 BC to 164 BC. He is famous for almost conquering Egypt and for his brutal persecution of the Jews, which precipitated the Maccabean revolt. Antiochus Epiphanes was a ruthless and often capricious ruler. He is properly Antiochus IV, but he took upon himself the title Epiphanes, which means illustrious one or God manifest. This dude was saying he was. So if you don't want to, you. It said, however, his bizarre and blasphemous behavior earned him another nickname among the Jews. Us Hebrews, we was like, no, you. He said, you if Epiphanes, which means mad one. We said, you mad, you crazy. But what did it mean? So if you don't want to believe GotQuestions.org, let's go to Wikipedia. It says Antiochus the fourth Epiphanes. It says Antiochus whole Epiphanes. It means God manifest. He had the Hebrew. He told the Hebrews, you can't keep your laws. You can't keep the Sabbath. And he forced them to eat pigs. But so-called believers today tan pigs up. Nobody ain't got to force them. Because guess what? Well, again, I got to tell you, you got to be by the prophets. We got to be by the prophets. It says, 1 Peter 4:11, another one of Yeshua's disciples. He said, if any man speak, am I a man? Yes. Then how do I have to speak? Let him speak as the oracles of God. Was Paul a man? Yes. So what does he have to speak as? An oracle of God. Who are the oracles? I got a class called the burden of the Lord, because the burden means oracle. Oracle means burden. I got a class called the burden of the Lord. And if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles. Who are they? The prophets. We already saw in Amos that he don't do nothing unless he tell his prophets. Did he tell any of his prophets that the law would ever be done away with? No, he did not. So how could Paul be doing it? He wasn't. You just don't understand his writings. Go watch our class about Paul, the Apostle Paul, we did a few weeks ago. It'll enlighten you. Because the first thing people holler, Paul said, all of the evidence and proof text always come out of Paul's epistles, letters. Anyway, but he says, but if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do as it is the ability which God giveth. It says that God in all things may be glorified through Yeshua HaMashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Let's get to this Antichrist, because you got to go back to the prophets. Now, we're going to go to Revelation first, then go to the prophets. Watch this. Because what we're talking about today, we're talking about this Antichrist. And I'm telling you today that the first Antichrist on the scene, on a global, on a everybody on the earth scale, was who? Nimrod. Cain was one too. He was, if you really want to, he was one. He was an Antichrist. Oh, I got a class on YouTube called The Way of Cain. Go watch it. The Way of Cain. It's on YouTube. Go watch it. But anyway, and he said, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having what? 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his horns, what? 10 crowns. These horns always represent world rulers. And upon his head, the name of blasphemies. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. All this ain't doing nothing but talking about Daniel chapter 7 and Daniel chapter 8. But watch this. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. Who is that? Those are the Greeks. And his feet was as the feet of a bear. That's the Medo-Persian Empire. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. That's Babylon. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat. Who is the dragon? Satan gave him his power and his seat. Satan gives all of the Antichrist their what? Their power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it was wounded to death, and this deadly wound was healed. What was that? That was Babylon. But somebody healed it. Somebody brought it back. Oh, the Romans. But anyway, let's keep it moving. And all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshiped the dragon. They worship who? The dragon. So if you're dealing with the beast, if you're wondering after the beast, what is the beast? The beast is this world's worship system. These holidays, that's the beast. I'm trying to tell you. So when you're following and wondering after the beast, who are you worship? And they worship the dragon. You are worshiping Satan, whether you know it or not, which gave power to the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him. Who is able to make war with this beast? We're going to show you some. Let's look at Daniel chapter 7, because this is Revelation chapter 13. John is talking about what Daniel said. But let's look at Daniel chapter 7, because the lion is Babylon and Daniel, the bear is Medo-Persian, the leopard is Greece, the iron teeth is Rome, and then you got 10 horns, okay? Yeah, he has forgiven you if you have come out of it, Sister Luca. That's why he said, come, hey, it says, what was I getting ready to say? He said, come out of her, my people. You done came out, Sister Luca. You done came out. Don't go back in, though. Let's look at Revelation 18, 1 through 10. Because guess what? You said, Brother Ronnie, wait, tell us, who is the Antichrist? Chill, take a chill pill. Revelation 18, 1 through 10. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was what? Lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. But I thought ancient Babylon already fell back when Nebuchadnezzar then was defeated. I thought it was back then. Remember, that great wound was what? Was healed. All right. But after it says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his. Just one angel can light the whole one. Why you think we ain't gonna need the sun in New Jerusalem? But anyway, verse 2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. It's become the Babylon has become the what? Habitation of devils or demons, Damians. And the hold of every foul spirits. We got a lot of foul. Why do you think this world is so sexually saturated? All this sexual sin going on. Pornography. What else? LGBT stuff going on. Those are foul spirits, folks. Foul. Folks, raping little children and stuff like that. Pedophilia going on. Those are foul spirits. And a cage of every unclean and what? Hateful bird. This angel come right out of heaven. So apparently in heaven, some birds are still unclean and hated. In heaven, this angel coming out. This angel stepping in. This is future time. This future. And that remind me, Sister Luca, I got your email talking about future. I said I hope they come to pass. But anyway, this is a future event. And he still calling certain birds unclean. Don't he know that Yeshua made all meats clean? That don't mean that. Go reread your Bible. Mark chapter 7, in Matthew chapter 15, and Acts chapter 9. Go reread that. I believe that's Acts chapter 9. Let me see. Hold on. You know, Brother Running like to be accurate, because I'm gonna tell y'all, anytime I say something wrong, folk they sending emails. You did this such and such and such. But they don't have nothing to say when you teaching mostly truth. But yeah, Acts chapter 10, not 9. Acts chapter 10. Go reread that. But what's going on? For all nations, all nations. Is America a nation? Yes. Then America, she drunk with the wine too, of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth had committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin. Bible said, be ye not partakers of another man's sin. So don't be partakers of another woman's sin neither, or another nation's sin either. That ye be not partakers of her sin, that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached what? Heaven. and God hath remembered her iniquities. We're gonna show you that he gonna remember the first Antichrist. He gonna remember what he did. Oh, we gonna show you today. Verse 6. Reward her who? Babylon the Great. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works in the cup which she hath filled to the double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. Delicious. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she hath said in her heart. What is your heart saying? You know, I'm following your heart. Wicked. Who can know it? It's wicked. I sit a queen and am no what? I am no widow. And shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously, delicious, with her shall bewail her and lament her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty cry, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So the beast system, let's get to it. Daniel chapter 7. We're going to see, are you following the beast? Are you following the beast? In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions upon his head. And he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Hold on, watch this. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions upon his head. Then he wrote the dream. Write your dreams down, folks. Write them down. You have them, write them. I do. Where my little book at? Oh, it's over there. Trust me. I do. I write them down. It says, and the sum of the ones that I know from the Most High. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea, and four great beasts came up from the sea, just like John said. Right? Right? It says diverse, different from one another. The first was like a lion, which is Babylon, and had eagle's wings. That's a griffin. A lion with wings, that's a griffin. He said, I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man, and man's heart was given to it. We all in Babylon today. We just don't know it. It's a mystery. And behold, another, a second like a bear, Medo-Persians. And it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise and devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, like a leopard. Those were the Greeks, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl, and the beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given unto it. Go read in the Maccabees about Alexander the Great. Go read that. That's about how he conquered, went forth conquering. When he died, his kingdom was split into 4. Go read that in the Maccabees and in secular history. And after this I saw in night vision, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. That's Rome. It devoured and brake into pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had what? 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. Ooh, another little horn. This little horn, I'm going to tell you who this little horn is. I tell you, the horns always is a king. It says, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, and behold, in this horns were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the ancients of days did sit, whose garment was white as snow. This is Christ. He gonna come back and destroy all of this stuff. When? With the brightness of his coming. Watch this. And the hair of his head was like pure wool. Ooh, the hair of his head was like what? pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. And a fiery stream issued and came forth from him. Thousands ministers unto him. Those are angels. And 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books was open. That's the judgment at the end, folks. He said, I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake, I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed, and given to the burning flame. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives prolonged for a season and a time. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, Yeshua, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all, Daniel seeing in the future. Daniel, what you see? And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, reaching out people, nations, languages should do what? Serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom is that which shall not. This is the only kingdom that will never be destroyed. In history, I think the longest reign of a kingdom, I think it was the Ottoman Empire. Byzantine or Ottoman, I mix them up sometimes, but it lasted almost a long time. I can't remember right now, but it's in my notes over there somewhere. But every nation that has ever been since the beginning of man, they have always started, peaked, and were destroyed. Started, peaked, and were what? Destroyed. But Daniel telling you that Yeshua is the kingdom that will never be destroyed. Is America a kingdom? Yes. He says, although the beasts are the same in Daniel as Revelation, they are separated in Daniel and joined as one in Revelation. Right. And the reason why is because every time one went down, the second kingdom picked up the people, the languages, the traditions, the gods, and they all merged into one. Because every time when Babylon fell, the Medo-Persian came, and they consumed all of their stuff. And then when the Medo-Persian fall, the Greeks, guess what they do? They swallow up all their stuff. So it's all one. They all one. They just keep on. They consume all of the others' traditions and customs. That's a great question, and that's the answer why. All right. Oh, Brother Running, welcome all questions. He take on all challenges. I tell people, come on in here, ask the question. Either I'm going to answer it or I'm going to tell you, I don't know. Watch this. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and made me know the interpretation of these things. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall rise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all of the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and his nails of brass, which devour, break in pieces, stamped in the residue, and the 10 horns that were in his head, and of all the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes. And because guess what, Sister Erica, too, the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. They got to just keep perpetuating the same things. But we're going to skip ahead to verse 23 to save time. But watch this. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth. Should do what? This fourth kingdom was the Greeks. And they should devour the whole, they Hellenized the whole earth. With that stuff still going on today. Alpha, Kappa, Delta, Sigma. That stuff still here today. But they had really just mixed this Greco. We live in the Greco-Roman society. The Coliseums, when you go to see the basketball games and the football games, our architecture, our school and architecture. When you go to one college campus, you might as well have been to all the college campuses. All their buildings look the same. But this fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down. That's when most people go to college. That's when they get all messed up. Now, and Brother Running saying don't go to college. No, go. Get some education, but don't let the education change you. Learn that stuff, but don't let it change what you do. Right? It says, and the 10 horns of this kingdom are the 10 kings that shall rise, and another shall rise after him, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings, and he shall speak great words. This talking about Antiochus Epiphanes with what he did. But I'm telling you, the Antichrist that we waiting on gonna do all this same stuff. This is a double prophecy that Daniel is talking about. He was talking about their times, and he talking about the times that's to come. But what they gonna do? And he shall speak great words against the Most High. He's called himself God incarnate, for crying out loud. He said, I'm God incarnate, God manifest. And he shall speak great words against the Most High. And he shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And think to change times and laws. And the dividing of time. Do we got that? Yes. To consume and to destroy it until the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. Most High, Yeshua. He gonna destroy all of Babylon the Great. See, the Bible, I ain't gonna get ahead of myself, but let's go back to Revelation 17. Because I'm gonna tell you that the reason why the Bible calls it Babylon the Great has fallen, even though ancient Babylon fell a long time ago, that was the first kingdom. That was the kingdom that started it all. So the Most High, no matter who ruling and who in power, he still looks at it as Babylon, because it all started with who? Babylon. That's what he looks at it as, Babylon. You can see that with a family. You might have a grandfather, and then he have a son, and then he have a son, and then he have a son. But people were always, whatever their name was, let's just say their last name was the Jenkins. Boy, them Jenkins. But I'm a different Jenkins. I mean, all them Jenkins. Babylon. All right. Watch this. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth on many waters, Babylon, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine. We drunk. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, a red beast. Why? Why is it scarlet? Because red is symbolic of what? Sin. It says, full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a cup in her hand full of abominations. Because Egypt has not been, Egypt has not really, I really don't know the answer to that question. Hold on. I'm curious to know why Egypt isn't included. Is there a reason in the scriptures? My only reason could be for Egypt is because Egypt is pointed out in Zechariah as, and you're like, why would he just point Egypt out? When he said, let's turn to it. He told Egypt, this is what he said to Egypt. You know, when the tribulation didn't happen, and he done subdued everybody, and everybody got to come up and keep the Feast of Tabernacles, but he pointed Egypt out specifically. He said, also Egypt is known as bondage. We all in bondage. So I don't know, but let me show you Zechariah real quick. Yeah. I'm not going to add to the scripture. I ain't going to take away. It'll be more speculative. But here we go. It says, if the family of Egypt will not come up and enter in, they shall have no rain. They shall receive the plague which the Lord has, which strikes the nations that do not come up to keep the feast of tabernacle. Now, why does he just specifically point out Egypt and not everybody else? I don't know. Now, you can go visit Egypt. You can go visit Egypt. Go to Egypt and witness to some folks. Ain't nothing wrong with going to visit Egypt. I have no desire to go, but I really have no desire to even go to Egypt. The only place that I truly have a desire to go to see is Israel. I do want to go and see there. I watch it on YouTube all the time, just watching it. It's just one channel called Virtual Jerusalem, where he just walked through the streets of Jerusalem showing you everything. Yeah. But guys, let's skip all the way to the bottom in yellow. And upon her forehead was Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. Mystery Babylon. Mystery Babylon. Mystery Babylon. To figure out the mystery, you got to go back to Babylon, the mother of harlots. That's why they're, like you asked Sister Erica, that's why they're all joined together. But watch this. Verse 9. Great questions, guys. Great questions. I hope I can answer them. And I hope my answers are sufficient for you. But it says, and the kings of the whole earth have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning standing afar off for the fear of her torment. It said, for the fear of the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city. That great city. We read this already, but this is for the sake of emphasis. Alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty cry. For in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Skip all the way to verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down. It's cast into the sea. Yeshua said, if you offend one of my little ones, he said, it's better that you have a millstone tied around your neck and that you be cast. He said, you're going to have a millstone and you're going to be what? Cast into the sea. That's what he going to do to Babylon. They are causing his little ones, his people, to what? Sin. All right, let's look at Nimrod. Because to understand the Antichrist, you got to, but what did he just call it? Mystery Babylon the Great. It's a mystery. Nimrod. Nimrod is mentioned 5 times in the whole Bible. 5? Yes, 5. Genesis chapter 10, 8, Genesis 10, 9, 1 Chronicles 1:10, Micah 5, 6, and he is also known as Raphael in Genesis chapter 14, verse 1, and you can see that in Genesis, and also see that in Jasher 16 and 1, but Jasher 27:2 tells us that Nimrod is Raphael. So watch this. This is Jasher chapter 27, verse 2. And Nimrod, king of Babel, what? The same as Raphael. But he mentioned 5 times in the Bible. 5. Why is it just, if this dude, if he started Babylon and this whole thing about him, why is he only mentioned 5 times? And then why is he mentioned like he vaguely mentioned? Vaguely. Why? Because it's a mystery. The Most High wants you to come to that realization yourself. Genesis 10, 1. Then we'll skip to 6 to 10. Now, these are the generations of Noah, Shem, which is Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood. Skip to verse 6. And the sons of Ham were what? Cush and Mizraim, Phut and Canaan. You know, Cush is Ethiopia. Those are black people. And go watch our class. The Bible is a Black History book. Man, that video is doing wonderful. I said, good, great, goodness gracious. All my other videos are other than that birthday video and maybe the holiday videos and the birthday videos be having the most views. But that the Bible is a Black history book, man, it's out there cutting up. But the sons of Cush, Ethiopia, Seba, Havilah, and Sapta, and Ramah, and Sepjeptah, and the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Now that don't even say he evil. That don't say he evil. It don't appear, but it does say he's evil. And wherefore it said, even Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. See, most Christians, they see this. Oh, he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. I got a video called Is Nimrod Evil? It ain't even long. It's like 16 minutes long. I don't really have no video on Nimrod, but this can be that. This can be that. But we got a Queen of Heaven class. Watch that too. But at the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh in the land of what? Shinar. That's Babylon too. But that word before, I should have highlighted, is right here. I don't know if you can see the arrow. You can't. But it is right here in the middle, down on the bottom. Paunim, against. That one Hebrew word can mean a whole bunch of things, but it means against. So trust me, pause it on your own. You can, at the top up here, even say against. But keep it moving. That's to show you that that word before can mean what? Against. Now watch this. Joshua 1:5. This word before right here, that's the same word in Genesis chapter 10. But here we go. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. Now, what does before mean right here? Joshua, can't nobody stand against you, bro. Against. Watch this. Deuteronomy 7:23 through 24. It says, And the Lord thy God will put out those nations before thee little by little. He said, watch this. And the Lord thy God will put out those nations before thee little by little. Same word in Genesis. Thou mayest not consume them at once, lest the beasts of the fields increase upon thee. But the Lord thy God shall deliver them unto thee, and shall destroy them with a mighty destruction until they be destroyed. And he shall deliver their kings into thine hand, and thou shalt destroy thy name from under the heaven. There shall no man be able to stand before thee until thou have destroyed them. So we see before thee don't mean that he good. Let's go back here. He was a mighty hunter against the Lord, I'm telling you. But let's go. Let's look at Deuteronomy 7. This is the New King James Version right here. Now, back here, Pauline in the King James said before and before. You see those two befores in red? Now, when you go to the New King James, it left this one before up here. It's saying the Lord your God will drive out those nations before you little by little. But at the bottom, it says, and you will destroy their name from under the heaven. No one shall be able to stand against. Before means against. But let's look up Babel, because it says the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. It don't say Babylon, but that word Babel in the Hebrew is Babel or Babel. And let's see what it means too. It says Babel or Babylon. Confusion. By what? Mixing. Confusions. It says, including the Babylonia and the Babylonian Empire, Babel and Babylon. All right, let's look up Shinar, because it said he had Shinar too. It says Shinar, that word is Shinar. It means country of two rivers, the ancient city for the territory later known as Babylonia or Chaldea. It says, probably a foreign derivation, Shinar, a plain in Babylonia. Babylon, folks! But we talking about him as the Antichrist. This is the literal meaning of Antichrist. What does Antichrist mean? As used in the Bible, the term combines the Greek word anti with the title commonly given to Yeshua. The main meaning of this word is instead of. Antichrist means instead of or in place of who? Christ. Antichrist therefore means literally someone who stands instead of or in the place of the real Yeshua HaMashiach. We're going to turn to the book of Jasher. because we're gonna show you something. You might, brother Runner, when you done went over, I promise you, if you listen to the rest of this class, you gonna learn something. Watch this. Joshua 7:44-47. We know about Nimrod. You teach us that. Hang on. I have to put this in here so you'll understand. Joshua 7:44. See, book of Joshua. Don't be scared of Joshua. Read it. Yes, that is correct, Sister Erica. That is correct. You got it. You got it. It says, and Nimrod dwelt in Shinar, and he securely reigned. What does reign mean? You're the king. And he fought with his enemies, and he subdued them. Who did he fight? If you read Jasher, he was fighting with Japhet, the Japhetic nations. But anyway, and Nimrod dwelt in Shinar, or Babylon, as we've already seen, and he reigned securely, and he fought with his enemies, and he subdued them, and he prospered in all his battles, and his kingdom became very great. Didn't we just see mystery great? Watch this. And all nations and tongues, and they gathered themselves to him, and they bowed down to the earth, and they gave him offerings, and he became their what? Their Lord, and all the nations came up under him. And they all dwelt with him in the city of Shinar or Babylon, and Nimrod reigned in the earth over all the sons of Noah. What? Who was his sons at this time? This after the flood. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All of them. Everybody. Except for Shem and Abraham. And some other people. It was some other people that refused to do it as well, but they ain't named. But these are the main two. Abraham and who? Shem. But watch this. But Nimrod did not. But watch this. And all the earth was of one tongue and words of union. But Nimrod did not go, because he's a mighty hunter. What? Against the Lord. Did not go in the ways of the Lord. And he was more wicked than all the men that were before him from the days of the flood until those days. And he made God. What'd he do? He made gods of wood and stone, and he bowed down to them, and he rebelled against the Lord. That's what Genesis 10. See, it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. This is why this ain't in the Bible, folks. This is why this ain't in the Bible. They don't want you to know this. Because they know that their pagan holiday is all to this dude, Nimrod. But see, they didn't change it. They didn't put, so instead of it being Nimrod, but it's Nimrod birthday, oh, well, we'll just put Christ in that place. And we'll put Christ instead of Nimrod. Oh, watch this. And taught all his subjects. I'm glad you finished that book. It does explain so much. It says, and the people of the earth, his wicked ways, and Mardon, his son, was more wicked than his father. Let's turn back to Revelation 13:3-10. Let's go back. Now, we told you that the wound, it was wounded. We're gonna show you how it was wounded. That head that wound that gets healed. Watch this. And I saw one of his heads as if it was wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. What kingdom? Babylon. If it's Babylon the Great, and then it's brought back up, we're gonna show you how it was wounded to death. And I saw one of his heads that it was wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Are you wondering after the beast? And they worshiped the dragon. We read this already, but this is for emphasis. The dragon which gave the power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And it says, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking what? Great things. We're going to skip our way down, but what the whole world, and all that dwell on the earth, what they going to do? They going to what? They going to worship him. They going to worship him. I'm going to go back up. I am going to read this. Watch this. Verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? What? This beast that wound is healed. The people in the world gonna be saying, who can make war with this beast? Who can do it? Who can do it? I'm gonna tell you, Yeshua can do it. And there was given to him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name. To blaspheme his name. Who else? His tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. Where is his tabernacle now? He's abiding in us. He said, if you abide in me, I'll abide in you. We're the tabernacle. We're his temples. We're his tents right now. It says, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And the power was given, and what? And power was given to him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations, and all that dwell upon the earth shall what? Worship him. Daniel said this same stuff. Because John is speaking like who? The prophets. Just like who? The prophets. He's speaking just like them. But he was giving up. Everybody gonna be following him, whose names are not written in the Lamb book of life, but slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Do you have an ear? Come out of this stuff. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience of the saints. But they said, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? I'm going to tell you that the original beast turned around and tried to make war with the Most High. The original beast was Babylon the Great. We're going to show it to you. Let's go to Josephus. Antiquities of the Jews 1.4.2. Now, watch this. I'm telling y'all, go get you a Nimrod. Not a Nimrod. Go get you a Josephus. Go get you a book of Josephus. Go get it. Now, it was watch this. Now, it was Nimrod who, it says he was a mighty hunter against the Lord. He was going to go hunt the Lord. We're going to show it to you. Now, it was Nimrod who excited them to such an affront and contempt of God. He was the grandson of Ham, like the Bible say, the son of Noah, a bold man of great strength of hand. He persuaded them who? Mankind, all of the sons of Noah, like Jasher said. He persuaded them not to ascribe it to God as if it was through his means that they were happy, but to believe that it was their own courage which procured that happiness or riches. He also gradually changed the government into tyranny, seeing no other way of turning men from the fear of the Lord. He forced people to worship him. But to bring them into a constant dependence on his power, he also said he would be, watch this, he would be revenged on God. He is trying to take revenge on God for what? Destroying the earth before. Watch this. If he should have a mind to drown the world again, you ain't going to do this no more. Now, let's go back. He gradually changed the government into tyranny. Seeing no other way of turning men from the fear of God, but to bring them into constant dependence on his power, he also said he would be revenged on God if he should have mind to drown the world again, for that he will build a tower too high for the waters to be able to reach, and that he would avenge himself on God for destroying their forefathers. Now the multitude were very ready to follow the determination of Nimrod and to esteem it a piece of cowardice to submit to God. They say, you a coward if you submit to God. What? And what they do? Built their power, built the tower, neither sparing any pains. Is what in the Sefer? The Josephus? No. Josephus is a Hebrew historian. He lived during the time of the first century, and he just chronicled everything about the Hebrews. No, it's not in the Sefer. Josephus is not scriptures, so it wouldn't be in the Sefer. But it said it's just a historical account of things. All seminaries, they use Josephus. See, they know, but they won't tell you. They keep that hush hush. All right. where I was. Okay, here we go. And they built a tower, neither sparing any pains nor being in any degree negligent about the work. And by reason of the multitude of hands employed on it, it grew very high, sooner than anyone could expect. But the thickness of it was so great, as it was so strongly built, that thereby it was great height seemed upon the view to be less than it really was. It was built of burnt brick, cemented together with mortar, and made of bitumen, that it might not be liable to admit water. Waterproofing it. When the Most High saw that they acted so madly, like Antiochus Epiphanes, they call him Antiochus Epiphanes, meaning you mad one. The Most High saying, y'all mad. Folks following Nimrod, y'all mad. That's why you see that pyramid with that chip off the top, they telling you we gonna rebuild it. We rebuilding Nimrod's kingdom, the new world order. That's what they doing. That because that piece, that little triangle that's at the top of that pyramid, it's not connected, symbolizing it wasn't finished. They think they're going to finish it. You and Masonic stuff, fraternities, get out of that stuff. In the Masons' own writings, I got a Masonic Bible up here. In their own writings, they esteem Nimrod. He is held with high esteem as the great master builder. But you in that stuff. You in Greek fraternities. You in all that stuff. Get out of that stuff. You have no idea what you are involved in. Show me that in the Bible, brother Ronnie. Sure. Oh, I'm getting that class together. Oh, that class probably it's gonna be so long. It's probably gonna have to be broke up into 10 parts. I don't know if y'all want to sit with me for 10 parts. Oh my goodness. And when the matter of fact, our people, they weren't allowed to get in these fraternities. They weren't allowed. You couldn't get in a white fraternity. You couldn't get in it. So they end up creating their own fraternity. Do you know the difference between York rites and Scottish rites? Even the Masons, the Masons, they segregated. You got the white Masons and you got the black Masons. But the fraternities, and I'm getting off the subject a little bit, but the fraternities, when they got the Divine Nine, the black sororities and fraternities, they got the Divine Nine and got Founders Day. But do you know when they first started this stuff, the Masonic temples or the lodges, they let them hold their stuff, hold their first meetings and stuff at the Masonic lodges. Oh, but y'all don't know this stuff because we don't read. You sit for 10 hours. I got relatives that's in that stuff. Masons and sororities and fraternities. It all goes back to Nimrod. Oh boy. Frankly, ain't nobody making me do any stupid stuff to get in their stuff. I ain't doing that. No, I ain't taking no oaths. All y'all know that you in these fraternities, you know you taking oaths. You know you are. Stop being silly. Stop trying to play dumb. You know you are. Get out of that stuff. I'm telling you this not to be hating on you. I'm telling you this because I love you. And I don't want to see you punished for something you didn't know. Watch this. All right. By producing in them what anyway, when God saw that they acted so madly, he did not resolve to destroy them utterly, since they were not grown wise about the destruction of former sinners. I had some other it was one Masonic Bible that had everything in it. I ordered it from Amazon. My order went through. Come to find out, I had to submit some more. I had to prove that I was a Mason to get it. I was like, I wanted that one. I wanted that one. So that let you know what's the secret about. I almost had it. I might have to. One of my uncles a Mason. I might have to let him order it for me if it's still out there. It says, but he might not do it. By producing in them diverse languages and causing through the multitude of those languages, they should not be able to understand. The place wherein they built the tower is now called Babylon, because of the confusion of the language. Babylon means confusion. All these religions is confusion. Because of the confusion of the language which they readily understood before, for the Hebrew word mean by the word Babel means what? Confusion. The Sybil, this is another historian, also makes mention of this tower and the confusion of the language when she said thus, when all men were of one language, some of them built a high tower as if they would thereby ascend up to heaven. But the gods sent storms. That's when God said, let us go. When he came back, history tells us he sent 70 angels to topple that mess. But the gods, or the angels, sent storms of wind and overthrew the tower and gave everyone his peculiar language. And for this reason, it was the city was called what? Babylon. But as for the plain of Shinar in the country of Babylonia, even the Sybil knows Shinar and Babylon the same, but you don't. It says, Histasian mentions when he thus says, such of the priests as were saved took the sacred vessels. That ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about today. Yeah, you want to see too? Yeah, you found it online. Yeah, you found it Alpha Kappa Psi. Yeah. Say, hey, if y'all got some stuff, send it to me. Send it to me. I add it to my stuff. What this is Genesis 11, 1 through 9. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain. They found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, go, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. This is what Josephus just said. And they had brick for stone and slime for mortar. Joshua said this, gonna say this too. And they said, go, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name. Let us do what? Let's make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city, the tower, which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Go, let us go down. What did Josephus say? He sent the gods, he sent the other angels down there to do what? Destroy that mess. Go watch the Gifts of the Spirit class. When we tell you, just go watch that class. Just go watch it. I ain't gonna get off too far. But anyway, it says, but therefore, he said, let us go down and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of the city called Babel, because the Lord did confound or confuse the language of all the earth. And from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. Watch this. Joshua 9:24 through 25. And they began to make bricks and burn fires to build the city and the tower that they had imagined to complete. And the building of the tower, watch this, and the building of the tower was unto them a transgression and a sin, and they began to build it whilst they were building against the Lord of heaven, Nimrod, a mighty hunter, against the Lord. Against the Lord of heaven, they imagined in their hearts to what? War against him. See, what we don't realize is this, that the new world order that the Antichrist is going to have, and it's setting up because the world is globalized, what they call globalization. They all coming trying to make everything universal, trying to get everything lined up. Oh, they're going to fight against Yeshua when he come back. When Yeshua come back, it's going to be like an alien invasion. And the Yeshua and all these angels and everything coming back, and then us down here that's alive and remain, we gonna be caught up in chains, and we gonna be right there with him. He ain't taking us back to heaven. He coming to war. And you watch the movies, how you always have alien invasion. What do the whole world usually do? They all band together. Let's stop the aliens. They gonna fight against Yeshua. He coming back with a sword. Don't y'all know this? They wanted to fight. The original Antichrist was going to fight. The original the Antichrist we waiting on, he going to galvanize the world to do what? Fight Yeshua at his coming. But it ain't going to work. Yeshua gonna fill the streets with blood up to the horse's bridle. Let's go to Revelation 19. Watch this. It says, and I saw the beast and all the kingdoms of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war. I tell you, they waiting on it. The Antichrist is globalizing everybody to go against him when he returns. Watch this. And they want to make see this Antichrist, the Antichrist we waiting on, he gonna try to finish the work that Nimrod started. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. Who? Yeshua. And the beast was taken, or some call him Jesus. And just in case somebody come in and don't know who Yeshua is, you call him Jesus. It says to make war against him that sat on a horse and against his army. And the beast was taken, and the false prophet with him, the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, that's the Antichrist, which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire with brimstone, lake of fire burning with brimstone. And the remnant, you ever seen charcoal? That charcoal ain't got nothing on this lake of fire brimstone. I know you ever started a fire and almost burn your eyebrows off. It's worse than that. And the remnant. Oh boy. CERN. What's that, Erica? I don't know what that is. Tell me what that is. Oh boy. Oh, and me and Auntie, one time we went to a place and I tried to buy some we saw some Masonic stuff. I didn't try to buy it, but they had a sign like, if you buy this, you're gonna have to show your Masonic ID at the register. What? All right. It says, and the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat on the horses, and which proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. That's the real marriage supper of the Lamb. That's the great supper of the Lord. Let's go to, all right, watch this. Jasher 9, 26 through 39. Now watch this. What I'm getting ready to read to you, you're going to see this in Revelation 2. Watch. And all these people and all the families, this is when they built the tower. They was building the tower, and they was calling themselves going up to make war with the Most High. And all these people and all the families divided themselves in three parts. The first said, we will ascend into heaven and fight against him. The second said, we will ascend into heaven and place our own gods there and serve them. And the third part said, we will ascend to heaven and smite him with bows and spears. These folks thought they were finna go up there and dethrone the Most High. And God knew all their works and all their evil thoughts, and he saw the city and tower which they were building. And they were building, and when they were building, they built themselves a great city and a very high and strong tower. And on account of his heights, the mortar and bricks did not reach the builders in their ascent to it, until those who went up had completed a full year, and after that they reached the builders and gave them the mortar and the bricks. Thus it was done daily. And behold, these ascended and others descended the whole day, up and down, up and down. And if a brick should fall from their hands and get broken, they would weep over it. Oh, the God particle, CERN. I think that was on that movie with Tom Hanks, Angels and Demons. I think that was in that movie. I have heard of that, CERN. If that's in that movie with Tom Hanks, Angels and Demons, from the Da Vinci Code series. Yeah. But it says, and if a brick should fall from their hands and get broken, they will weeping over a brick. And if a man fell and died, none of them would even look. They ain't care about a man dying, but they crying over a brick. What? These folks are wicked. And the Lord knew their thoughts, and it came to pass when they were building, they cast the arrows towards the heavens, and all the arrows fell on them filled with blood. And when they saw them, they said to each other, surely we have slain all those that are in heaven. They shot their arrows up there, and blood came back down. Then when they own people that were going up, they thought it was the angels and God in heaven that they had slain. They was crazy. For this was from the Lord in order to cause them to err and in order to destroy them from off the face of the ground. And they built the tower and city, and they did this thing daily until many days and years elapsed. And the Most High said to, watch this. And the Most High said to the 70 angels who stood foremost before him, to those who were near him, saying, come, let us descend and confuse their tongues, that one man shall not understand the language of his neighbor. So when it said, come, let us go down, it's talking about the Most High and the angels, or he sent Yeshua with him to go and do it. Right? But let's keep it moving. Skip to verse 34. Watch this. And they did this so many days, and they killed many of them in this manner. And the Lord, what he do? Pay attention to this. And the Lord smote the 3 divisions that were there, and he punished them according to their works and designs. Those who said, we will ascend into heaven and serve our gods, became like apes and elephants, dumb in the mind. And those who said, we will smite the heaven with arrows. I think the Muslims say that they actually became that. They actually became apes and elephants. It says, and we don't quote me on that. I believe I read that somewhere. We will smite the heavens with arrows, and the Lord killed them, one man through the hand of his neighbor. The 3rd division, who said, we will ascend into heaven and fight against him, the Lord scattered them throughout the earth. Why don't they let this in the Bible, guys? But it is in there. I'm going to show you. And those who were left amongst them, when they knew and understood the evil which was coming upon them, they forsook the building. And they also scattered upon the face of the whole earth, and they ceased building the city and the tower. Therefore, he called that place Babel, for there the Lord confounded the language, or confused the language of the whole earth. When Christ come back, he gonna return the languages to a pure language. Oh, read that in the Bible. All right. So we're gonna skip ahead, but well, no, I'm gonna read because the next slide you got to know this. All right, watch this. Verse 38. And as to the tower which the sons of men built, the earth opened his mouth and swallowed up 1/3 part thereof. A fire also descended from heaven and burned another 1/3, and the other 1/3 is left to this day. What? Now we can move on. The Tower of Babel today. Now there are 8 sites today that people might think is the Tower of Babel, but these is 2 of the sites right here. So this is what it kind of looked like. These two pictures. You can Google modern day Tower of Babel, and you'll find some pictures. But these is what some scholars and archaeologists think that these might be. 2 of these sites might be that. All right. Now we're gonna show you this. What we just read, we're gonna show it to you in Revelation. Watch this. John said, and I saw 3 unclean spirits. What? Wait a minute. 3 unclean spirits. What they like, John? Like frogs. Are frogs unclean? Yes. He said, I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs. So John know that some things are still unclean. You ain't supposed to be messing with them. Eating frog legs. It says, I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. They speaking unclean things. You can do this. You can do that. No, you can't do that. Most High said, in the day that you eat thereof, you shall surely die. For they are the spirits of what? Devils, demons, Damians, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of. Stop naming your kid Damien. That means devil, demon. Stop that. Damien. Man, stop that. Working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Almighty. But what did he see? He saw what? 3 unclean spirits. This in the end time. This has not happened. He said, then Yeshua said, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together in a Hebrew, to a place called in the Hebrew, the tongue, Armageddon. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven, that's the real temple, from the throne, saying, "It is done." And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not seen since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so great. And the great city was divided into what? 3 parts. And the cities of the nation failed. And what? And great Babylon came into remembrance before the Most High. This is the same. This came to his remembrance. He's saying this is similar. This is deja vu. It said, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath, and every island fled away, and the mountains were not found, and there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about a weight of a talent, and men blasphemed God because of the plague of hell, for the plague thereof was exceedingly great. Let's go back to Revelation 13:5, because we're talking about the Antichrist. But so far, you can see that Nimrod was the originator, was the original Antichrist, the first Antichrist. We showed you Antiochus Epiphanes. We showed you other people acting like they was gods. I hope y'all learning something today. It says, and there was given unto him, we already saw this, but for emphasis, it says, and there was given unto him a great mouth, speaking great things and blasphemy, and power was given to him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy. Did Nimrod do this? Yes. To blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. Did they go up there trying to get them? Yes. The new Nimrod, or the new Antichrist, is going to do the same. And it was given to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to tell y'all something, folks. This ain't no joke. Get out of Babylon. And it was given to him, spiritual Babylon, I'm saying. And it was given to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And the power was given to him over all. It ain't nobody exempt from this. He trying to get everybody. Israel too. That's why he said, come out of her, my people. If you mind, get your behind up out of there. And all that dwell upon the face of the earth shall worship him. Him who? The beast, the Antichrist, Satan, whose name are not written in the Lamb's book of life from the foundation of the world. If any man have ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience of the saints. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth. This is the one we waiting on. And he had 2 horns like a lamb. He talked like a lamb. Talk like a lamb. Say a few scriptures here and there. But he speak as a dragon. Say some scriptures, but you ain't got to do them though. And he exercises this Antichrist, what does he do? He exercises all the power of the first beast, Babylon the Great, before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. It says, and he do a great wonder, so he maketh fire come down from heaven. They gonna be able to do this. But watch what else he gonna do. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth. This new Antichrist is gonna do one new thing that the other Antichrist couldn't do, that all of the other Antichrists couldn't do. And he does great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make, he gonna tell them that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had, watch this, the Antichrist, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Whatever image that they make, guess what? That image gonna come to life. that stone gonna be able to talk, walk. Watch this. And he gave power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast shall both speak. The image gonna be able to talk and cause that as many as would not give worship to the image of the beast should be killed. The image gonna be able to say, they ain't worshiping me, kill them. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, rich and poor, the athletes, the actors, the poorest of the poor, free and bond, folks in prison, folks out of prison, to receive the mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or you got to have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So it's going to be in 3 different versions. A regular mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. 3 different kinds. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for the number is of a man, and his number is 600, 3 score and 6. 666. Go watch our 6666 class. 666 class. All right, let's go to 12. Because I'm going to show, we almost done. It says, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven. This a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Who is it? This is Israel, y'all. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and delivered, and to be delivered, because something is going to deliver you from this worship system. If and deliver you out of the wickedness, if the tribulation that's going to happen, going to deliver you out of that. And she, being with child, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered, and there appeared another one in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, that's Satan, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and all of the kingdoms that he done had influence over. And his tail drew a third of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. Who? Christ. And she brought forth a man child. Who? Yeshua. Yeshua came out of Judah, one of the tribes of Israel, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. What's the rod of iron? The rod of iron in the scriptures is always the law, statutes, and commandments. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. He was caught up. How? When he oh, you know the story. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of God, and they should feed her there 1,203 score days. And there was war in heaven. There was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and they prevailed not, neither was there found place any more in heaven. This is a future battle. And the great dragon was cast out, that serpent. See, you can see in Job where he was able to go up and accuse. You can see in Zechariah 3 where he was accusing Joshua, the high priest. But it's going to come a time where he can't stay there. He ain't going to be, not even on the fringes, he ain't going to be able to be there. And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil and Satan. What does he do? He deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying, now is come salvation, strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ, and the power of his what? His Christ. The Most High got a Christ, and the devil got a so-called one. He's anointed, but he is the Antichrist. For the acute, go watch. We got a class called God's Idol, or God's Image. Christ is the image of the invisible God. If you just got to worship an image, worship the image of Yah, who is Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which is accused before them, before our God, day and night. And they overcame God's people. What we do? We overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. We overcame the devil by the what? The blood of the Lamb. This got to be future. This is future. This is a future battle that take place in heaven. Michael and his angels. That's when he that lets till he be taken out of the way. Michael stand up. It's time for war. I ain't protecting right now. It's time for war. I'm finna beat the devil and the false beat and all of that. Watch this. Therefore, watch this. And that's why Jehovah Witnesses, they mix Michael up with Christ. That's what they mix up. They say, well, Michael is just when Christ decides to come down and the angel Michael comes down in human form. No, stop. Be quiet. Go back to the drawing board. But beware of the Judas goat. Who is that? He said the Judas goat. All right. It says, therefore rejoice, O ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and sea, for the devil is come down on you. When he reveals the Antichrist, oh, it's great wrath. See, right now you got a choice. But when he come back, when Satan, when the Antichrist is revealed, when Michael throw his behind out of heaven for good, for good, oh, he gonna be cutting up. He gonna try to force, because your average person ain't gonna worship the devil. I'm the devil, worship me. They gonna be like, I ain't doing that. He gonna force you to. You got to be strong and not do it. All right. It says, and when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman, which brought forth the man child, and the woman were Israel being persecuted today. I ain't talking about the Israel. You talking about some people that's looking at them people in that land. But it says, where I lost my place. And the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, times and a half, time and half a time, from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman. That's armies, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. With what? The remnant of her seed, which will do what? Keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yeshua, or his faith. The commandments and his what? His faith. The dragon after you for keeping commandments, folks. Do you see this? Do you see this? And let's go back to because guess what? Don't be afraid of these end times. Yeshua told us, see to it that our heart be not troubled. If you hear, you just see, he gonna have you he gonna take you to the wilderness somewhere where you ain't gotta worry about it. Protect you in the earth. Let me keep it moving. Joshua 9, 6 through 19. And Abram's, watch this. People don't know this. Go watch out. We almost done, guys. And Abram was in Noah's house 39 years. Most people don't know that Abraham was in Noah's house 39 years. They don't know it. Go watch our Works of Abraham class, or The Greatest Story Never Told. Go watch it. And Abraham knew the Lord from 3 years old, and he went in the ways of the Lord until the day of his death, as Noah and his son Shem had taught him. And all the sons of the earth in those days greatly transgressed against the Lord, and they rebelled against him, and they served other gods. And they forgot the Lord who had created them in the earth, and the inhabitants of the earth made unto themselves at that time every man his god, gods of wood and stone, which could neither speak nor hear nor deliver. But the last idol that we just saw you, the one that Antichrist them gonna make, it's gonna be able to talk. And the sons of men served them, and they became their gods. And all that generation were wicked in the sight of the Lord, and they thus made every man his god, but they forsook the Lord who had created them. And there was not a man found in those days in the whole earth who knew the Lord, for they served each man his own God, except Noah and his household. Why? Because Noah was a preacher of righteousness. Why was Abraham in Noah's house? Because Nimrod was trying to kill him. The original Antichrist was trying to kill him. And all those who were under his counsel knew the Lord in those days. And Abram, the son of Terah, was waxing great in those days in the house of Noah, and no man knew it. And and the Lord was with him. And the Most High gave Abraham an understanding heart, and he knew all the works of that generation were vain, and that all their gods were vain and were of no avail. And Abram saw the sun. Your father Abraham, he resisted the Antichrist of his day. Can you? And Abram saw the sun shining upon the earth. You go to work, they doing it. You go to here, they doing it. My neighbors across the street for Easter, they put Easter eggs all in my yard. They thought they were doing the good thing. I said, what the? We threw them eggs away. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. It's everywhere, guys. Some people, well, since they did it, we're going to let the kids get the eggs. No, we ain't getting nothing. And no man knew it, and the Lord was with him. And the Lord gave Abram an understanding heart, and he knew all the works of the generation were vain, that all their gods were vain and were of no avail. And Abram saw the sun shining upon the earth, and Abram said unto himself, surely how this sun shines, surely now this sun that shines upon the earth is God, and I will serve him. And Abraham served the sun in that day, and he prayed to him. And when evening came, the sun set as usual, and Abraham said within himself, surely this cannot be God. And Abram still continued to speak within himself, who is he who made the heavens and the earth, who created upon the earth? Where is he? And the night darkened over him, and he lifted his eyes toward the west, north, south, and east, and he saw the sun and vanished from the earth, and the day became dark. And Abram saw the stars and the moon before him. He said, surely this is God who created the whole earth as well as man. And behold, these his servants are gods around him. And Abram served the moon and prayed to it all that night. And in the morning, when it was light, the sun shone upon the earth as usual. Abraham saw all the things that the Lord God had made upon the earth. And Abram said unto himself, surely these are not gods that made the earth and all mankind, but these are the servants of God. He's saying the earth, sun, moon, star, they servants of God. Who control those? Angels. They servants. And Abram remained in the house of Noah, and there knew the Lord and his ways, and he served the Lord all the days of his life. And all that generation forgot the Lord and served gods of wood, stone, and rebelled all their days. Abraham said to sun, moon, stars, and sun, they are not the Most High. Today, most Christians, they know that the sun, moon, and stars are not God, but what they do is all of the celebrations, the pagan celebrations, were to those things. So we keeping the same festivals, but we're inserting Yeshua into it. We're inserting the Most High into it, and he is not pleased with that. They think they're serving the Most High, but you can't serve the Most High with pagan things. Let's go to Revelation 19:11-15. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness or truth or the law he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed in a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the what? Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him. Why are they following him? Because they come in to defeat who? That Antichrist. The one that we waiting on now. The one that's setting up. Everything's setting up. It says, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treaded the winepress of the fierceness and the wrath of God. He destroyed this at the brightness of his coming. What's the brightness of his coming? Yeshua coming with all of the angels in heaven. We already saw one angel when he stepped out of heaven. One illuminated the whole earth. Now when he come with all of them, the brightness of his coming is coming to destroy that Antichrist, the beast system, and the false. All of that got to go. But this ain't new. Nimrod and his wife, they known by all of these things. Pause it and you can see it on your own. The wisdom of Solomon. We almost done. We in single digits. The wisdom of Solomon. This is in the Apocrypha. That is in the Sefer, Sister Luca. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. If you are participating, you might not have the idols today, but if you are participating in the things that were pertaining to those idols, you're in spiritual fornication. And the invention of them, the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be. For by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. When? When Christ comes back. For a father, this is how it started. A father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a God. We do that when people die. We keep their ashes and keep them on our shelf. We make T-shirts to these people. We get tattoos to these people. Same, just all the same kind of stuff. Now honoring him as a God, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Thus in the process of time, ungodly custom grown strong was kept his law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandment of kings. Nimrod, the first one. It says, commandment of kings, whom men could not honor in presence, because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeit of his visage from far, and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent, as if he were present. That's what they did. But the Most High give you an image. You just gotta have an image, because Christ is the image of the invisible Yah. But watch this. Also, the singular diligence of the artificer, the person who makes the idol, did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition. For he, perhaps, willing to, peradventure, which means perhaps, willing to please one in authority, force all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion. All these idols in the world, you see. And so to multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a God, which a little before was but honored. And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving their calamity or tyranny did ascribe to stones and stocks or trees, Christmas trees, the incommunicable name. What they did was, these rocks and these stones, they started using them to worship they used the Most High name to worship these idols. Same thing we doing. We taking these pagan days and we inserting the Most High and his son into them. Are we not supposed to keep ashes? You want to keep ashes? Why do you want to keep ashes? Luke, quick question. Dasher 40 says that the dead know of nothing. So why was Rachel able to speak to able? You said the dead know. Go back to example in the Bible of that, Sister Luca, which would probably be about the same thing. Is when the Witcher Endor called up Samuel the prophet. He called him up, and Samuel talked to Saul. And then Samuel told Saul, this time tomorrow you're gonna be dead. That's the same way Rachel was able to do it. Right? That was that. My 5-month-old passed away. Yes, bury them. You're supposed to. That child is dead. That child is with the Most High. Put them ashes. Go bury them. Or I don't know. Some people spread them on the. Oh, I would just bury them. That's what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. But it says, and this was an occasion, because the Bible said from dirt you were. When Christ died, what they do with him? They buried him. They put him in the tomb. And one reason too, when people can't let go of those things, they open up themselves to familiar spirits to start showing up at their house when you do stuff like that. All right. So, and this was an occasion to deceive the world. For men serving their calamity and tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name. All right. Now watch this. Revelation 21, 6 through 8. Watch this. Watch this. So if you are in this stuff, don't, let me go back to this. This one right here, verse 21. The rocks and stones, they used the Most High's name to worship these stones. That's what Israel was doing. They was using idols and all this kind of stuff. They thought it was okay as long as they used the Most High's name to do it. It's no good. Because if you're doing that in Revelation 21, 6 through 8, watch this. And he said unto me, it is done. This Yeshua. He said, I'm Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of water, life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I'm gonna say something to you too, Luca, in just a second. And I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable and the murderers and the whoremongers and the sorcerers and the idolaters and all liars. Did you see idolaters and liars? Shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone. Sister Luca, too, you said you read, and I know you got it from Ecclesiastes, that the dead knoweth nothing. But when it says the dead knoweth nothing, that's pertaining to anything that's going on under the sun. They don't know what's going on in this earth realm unless they're called up somehow. All right, like when what's his name was called, when the Witcher Endor called up Samuel from Sheol, because remember in the Old Testament they didn't go to heaven. Everybody, the righteous and the wicked, went to Sheol. Righteous side of Sheol, which is called the bosom of Abraham, and the unrighteous side, which Lazarus went to, which the rich man went to in the story of Lazarus and the rich man. So. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that too, Sister Yanis. But that child is with the Most High. With the Most High. So, but Christ is what's going to save us from the Antichrist. For unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given. And the government shall be on his what? His shoulders. We almost done. And his name shall be called Wonderful. This child is going to be born. What's his name going to be called? Wonderful. Counselor, the mighty God, the everlasting. How in the world is he going to be called Everlasting Father? He created us. Go read John 1:1. The word, he said, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. He said, through him all things were made. Anything that was made through him, by him, and for him. The Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and the peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it, to establish it with judgment and justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. Isaiah, when he on that throne, what he gonna be doing? The word of Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. I'm gonna skip down. It says, I'm gonna skip to verse 3. It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to walk in the house of the Lord, Jacob, and he shall teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion will go forth the law. He coming to undo everything that Satan did, his Antichrist did. He coming to reverse all that. He got to teach us for 1,000 years. That's why next week class is the millennium. And he shall judge among the nations. It says, and he shall, well, hold on, let me read this. It says, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths, for out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. They're the same thing. Now, I'm going to show you that this Nimrod thing has always been there. It's always been there. Isaiah, this is our last reference. Isaiah 14, 4 through 17. Everybody know this. Everybody know this about this passage I'm finna read. But the Most High said that thou shalt take up this proverb. What is it? This proverb, this saying, this story, this wise saying against the king of Babylon, and say, How hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city, mystery Babylon, that great city. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that can rule the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice. The fir trees. Wizard of Oz show you this. Lord of the Rings show you this. The Hobbit show you this. Trees talking. They trying to Hollywood trying to let you know. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Nimrod, you, the Antichrist that's to come, you. Why? Because Christ, they ain't gonna make it cut them down and make idols no more. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It is stirred up the dead for thee. Who? The king of Babylon. This is word. Even all the chief ones of the earth, it has raised up from their thrones of all the kings of the nation. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, or your songs, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How thou art fallen from heaven. Now, oh who? Oh Lucifer, oh Halel, oh morning star, Satan, son of the morning. How thou art cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation. He weakened the nations. Now, this is about the king of Babylon. Who was the king of Babylon? The original king of Babylon, Nimrod. This is the proverb concerning him and all of the rulers of Babylon after him. Satan inspired them to especially the original Antichrist, Nimrod, inspired him. Why? Because we're going to say, didn't he do this? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. Did Nimrod do this based on today's class? And I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. He said, I will sit upon, they said, we're going to make a name for ourselves. We're going to get rid of all them up there. He said, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of all the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. Did they do that with that tower? He told the people, you ain't happy because of you. You happy because of yourself and me. I'm your Lord and King. He said, I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. I will be like the Most High said, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell. Who? Nimrod, Satan will be destroyed. He go read in Revelation chapter 20. He will be cast into the bottomless pit for 1,000 years. He said, you shall be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble? Who? This is the proverb that has been told. But this proverb is not being told, today. Satan was behind Nimrod. It's a kingdom of light and there's a kingdom of darkness. The Most High is the kingdom of light. So who is the kingdom of darkness? Satan. The Most High has his Christ. Who? Yeshua. Satan has his Christ. At that time was who? Nimrod. I'm trying to tell you that they that see thee will narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble and did shake kingdoms? All of the nations heard of Nimrod's fame. Now, when Yeshua come, he is going to make the earth tremble. It's going to be shaking up, killing folks, all kind of stuff. He said, but Nimrod, Satan, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. He made the government tyrannical and forced them to come away from the what? Forced them to come away from the ways or from the fear of the Lord. So, brothers and sisters, I hope you see, really, the works of Satan is the Antichrist. But he's going to have a person. But Satan is everything that's against Christ It comes from him. He started all this mess. But guys, that's all I got for you. The Antichrist. To understand the true Antichrist, the Antichrist that's coming, you got to understand the first Antichrist. I know it was a long lesson, but it is what it is. Do I know the identity? No, we don't. But when you see all this stuff we describing, when he doing the same stuff Nimrod did, when you see some statues being made and you got to worship and that statue can talk and condemn you, and can condemn you and say, he ain't worshiping me, kill him, you will know. You will know. And the Most High people, you marked. You marked. The angels have been sealed. You have been sealed with the mark of the Most High. Not the mark of the beast, the mark of the Most High. So, brothers and sisters, that's the lesson on the Antichrist. But I got a few announcements to make. Thank you, everybody, for coming on out. If you need prayer, hit us up, guys. We ready to pray for you guys. We can't wait to pray for people. We can't wait to give people to help people. I'm trying to tell you, because guess what? Because we know it's being recorded. We ain't doing it just because it's recorded, but it's helping us. It's being wrote down on our book of remembrance. But if you're sick, you have a family member that's sick, let us know so we can put those prayers up for them. Also, share the website. And guys, it's looking like I'm gonna do baptism. Let me see. Hold on. Make sure I got the date right. In July. So if you want to be ready. Hold on. Let's see. It's looking like it's gonna be probably around either July 17th or 24th. I had narrowed it down, but in it 17th or 24th, we'll put it to a vote for people who want to do it. But July the 17th or the 24th, it's gonna come down between those 2 days. All right. So I'll be ready. Just be ready around. Block that one of them dates off. Block them off, and we're gonna be baptizing. If you want to come down to Memphis, I know some people have expressed interest to come down here and have me baptize them. We gonna do that. All right. But but also share the web page. I don't know if y'all been watching the numbers, the subscribers, but every week they're higher. They're higher. We got 5 this week. So they're high. Pick the 17th or the 24th. And everybody, I'm gonna send a mass text out where people can say which day they prefer, and whichever one have the most, that's what we'll go with. Okay. All right. And I hope it don't rain that day. All right. All right. But guys, also share the ministry with other people. Bible study starts Wednesday, June the 9th. June the 9th, 6:30 p.m. It only lasts an hour, 6:30 to 7:30. I try my best not to go over an hour because I respect people's time through the week. Every Wednesday, and also the children's class start back that Friday. Every other week I would do the children's class because it's just me right now. So it's just me right now. But also, if you're blessed by the ministry and you want to donate, donate. If you don't, you don't. You do, you do. All right. But you can go to rapministry.org, go to the donate, and then you hit donate, and everything is secure, and donate. For those that are donating, we appreciate it. We're not touching the money. It's going strictly for a tabernacle and for the needs of the needy. That's what it's for projects we do for people that need it. And helping out where we can help out. Me personally, not a dime. I don't get a dime of it. So you believe me, it goes straight. It's straight for the kingdom of the Most High. But guys, and huh? Okay, I don't. Huh? What are you hanging up pictures? Are you talking about they dead body? Or yeah, I don't even see that question. Oh, okay. I don't see. I don't see no pictures about. I mean, no questions about no dead. Sister Luca. Oh, okay. Okay, it must have been way on. Okay, I see that one. But what Luca asking about? It said, "Is it improper to hang pictures of the dead as well?" Uh, if you, I mean, what do you mean hanging up the pictures of the dead? You mean if you got a picture of them when they was alive, that's okay. But if you took pictures in a dead casket coffin, why would you want to do that? You know, that's you. I wouldn't hang that up. Let me see. Right. All right. All right. Here we go. We gonna first, Luca. We gonna answer your first question. Let's go to. we gonna go to. We gonna go to where we see. You said was that a? See, this is the part that gets to me when people always say, "Oh, that was a familiar spirit. That was a familiar spirit talking to There was a familiar spirit talking to Saul. Bible don't say that. Hold on, let me pull it up. All right. I'm gonna go to it, pull it up. Hold on, give me a second. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, this one Saul consults a medium in 1 Samuel 27:3. Watch this. Now Samuel had died, and all the Israel lamented for him and buried him in Ramah in his own city. And Saul had put the mediums and the spiritualists out of the land. Then the Philistines gathered together and came and encamped at Shunem. So Saul gathered all Israel together, and they encamped at Gilgal. And when Saul saw the army of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart trembled. And when Saul inquired of the Lord did not answer him. So I'm gonna skip ahead to verse it's the witch of Endor, the medium at Endor. I'm reading out of New King James. So Saul disguised himself and put on other clothes and went, and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night. And he said, "Please conduct a seance for me and bring up for me the one I shall name to you." And the woman said to him, "Look, you know that Saul has done how he has cut off the mediums and the spiritualists from the land. Why then do you lay a snare for my life to cause me to die?" And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, "As the Lord live, no punishment will come on you." Then, now watch this, verse 11. Then the woman said, "Whom shall I bring up for you?" And he said, "Bring up Samuel for me." And the woman saw Samuel as she cried out with a loud voice. The woman saw a familiar spirit. No, it says the woman saw Samuel and she cried out with a loud voice. And the woman spoke to Saul. Now, how come she's speaking to Saul and she's speaking to Samuel? Now, watch this. When the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice, and the woman spoke to Saul, saying, "Why have you deceived me? For you are Saul." And the king said to her, "Do not be afraid. What do you see?" Now watch this. And the woman said to Saul, "I saw a spirit descending out of the earth." So he said to her, "What is he from?" And she said, "An old man is coming up, and he is covered with the mantle." And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. Now that's what Christian pastors always say. Well, no, that was a familiar spirit. No, keep reading. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed down. Now watch this. Now Samuel said to Saul, it don't say a familiar spirit. It said, and Samuel said to Saul. If it was a familiar spirit, the Bible would have said the familiar spirit is not a familiar spirit. It said, now Samuel said to Saul, "Why have you disturbed me by bringing me up?" And Saul answered, "I am deeply distressed for the Philistine make war against me, and God has appointed from me and does not answer me anymore, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called you, that you may reveal to me what I should do. And then Samuel said, it don't say then a familiar spirit said. It says, then Samuel said, so why do you ask me, seeing the Lord has departed from you? That's where I'm gonna stop it at. It's now, had it, you can't insert things into the scriptures. You can't do that. You can't take away from the scriptures. You can't add to the scriptures. You see, do you understand what I'm saying, Sister Luca? Can you visit grave sites? No, you cannot visit grave sites. This was a sin. What Saul was doing right here, it was a sin. And the Most High killed him. Hold on, let me go back to it. And the Most High killed him for that. Go watch I have a necromancy class, and I have a witchcraft class. Go watch those. It's kind of talking about some of this stuff. I'm glad y'all asking. Those who gotta go can go, and those who don't, who want to stay. But hold up, let me show you something. It's a sin to go to grave talking. I'm gonna tell you that now. Watch this. Let me see. All right. He said, then Samuel said, why do you ask me, seeing the Lord has departed from you and has become your enemy? And the Lord has done for himself as he spoke by me. For the Lord has torn the kingdom out of your hand, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord. His fierce wrath was upon you. Amalek, therefore the Lord has done this thing this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver he snatched the kingdom from his hand. And if you go to the New Testament, let me see in the New Testament where it is. If you go to the New Testament, it tells you that because he did this, it was wrong. So you can follow. You can find it on your own. You saw that, yeah. So don't go visiting dead people. You shouldn't be going to their. You should not be going there doing that. You should not. And as far as Rachel doing that don't make it right what she did. that don't make it right what she did. But I hope that answers everybody's class. Anybody that's dead, don't try to communicate with them. And then, as far as I have seen people taking pictures of dead bodies and then they keeping them. Why are you keeping that? Okay, if you take even if you do take the picture, why? You shouldn't do that. If you do keep a picture, and you might keep a picture of your mom who been dead when you knew her. Them just memories, but you do not want to be doing that. You can open yourself up to a whole lot of stuff. So that's that on that. All right. I don't mean to sound mean, but I don't mean to sound mean, but when it comes to these scriptures, I'm on point with him. But Samuel, that was him talking to Samuel. That's why God don't want people doing those things. It's wrong. I've had pictures of my grandmother's casket. That's something you got to look at. I wouldn't keep that stuff. I'd throw it out. I ain't trying to have you have cabinets opening in your house and you don't know why. Don't open yourself up to those kind of things. Then y'all be calling Brother Ronnie to go down there and get them out of there when you should be able to get them out of there. All right. So guys, see you guys next time. Be an ambassador for Christ. Love you guys. Praying for you guys. And thank y'all for coming in. See you next time. Hallelujah.